Hey guys, Lady Lee here from Lady Lee's home with a little bit of an update for you on what's going on the farm. If you've been here for a while, you know that what I call the farm is my 20 acres on the other side of the road from where I live. So this is land that is completely undeveloped basically, and I am building a vegetable farm over here, and it proves to be challenging to say the least. So you've seen a couple of months ago I posted a video on how I started this garden area with 850 feet beds, and I planted winter squash and pumpkin here. Now you can see this eaten beautiful winter squash, and this is the problem that we're dealing with. So everything germinated, everything grew beautifully. I was very proud of myself that I was able to keep up with the pumpkin bugs, which are horrible here in NC. And the plants were looking pretty good. They started producing, and the pumpkins and the squash were looking so good. You see, like, they're getting really big and just about to start turning. And then one day I came to the garden, and this is the friend that was there. You guys, he was literally 7 feet from me, looking at me like, what are you doing here? This is my garden. Not a care in the world. Just kept on munching and eating. I had to yell for 5 minutes until he suddenly was like, lifted his head, looked at me, and was like, okay, you know what, I'll leave. This is a plant you just saw that I think he dug up. He ate every single one of the pumpkins. Like, we are not going to have any pumpkins coming from this garden. If I act fast, maybe I can get some winter squash, but that is the problem that we're dealing with here. What I'm going to do is probably set a live trap, because even if I build a fence, and you see I put T-posts here to build a fence to keep the deer out, but I was told that even if I put a wire fence on the lower part, he is just going to dig under it and get to the pumpkins and the winter squash. So I'm going to set a few live traps, and hopefully we can catch him and relocate him. And that's just how it is with farming sometimes. I've been working on this garden since July, put a whole lot of work into these pumpkins, hunted bugs on a daily basis, and doesn't seem like I'm going to get a lot out of it. But it is what it is. So that is one problem that we're dealing with here. But we're gonna just keep on going and keep planting. The weather here is cool and nice. It's a really good fall weather this year. So in the Daikon Radish Go, I have these two beds. They're 250 feet beds here that I can fit about 2 rows of radish in each bed. So we're gonna have about 200 feet of daikon radish, and I plant 3 different varieties, one pink and one white and one purple. I get all of the seeds from Johnny Selected Seeds, and I will put the varieties in the description below. They're really, these 3, like, mixing them up. I mix them up in my home garden, but here I just planted a different variety in each row, so it's a bit more organized. Now, I am not using, this job can be really easy if your soil is ready for cedars, because with a cedar it's super easy to plant radish seeds. They are a really easy size for the cedars to handle. But my problem here is that this is new soil. There's a lot of clumps and a lot of rocks. The plants don't mind, they'll grow just fine. It's loose and it's nice and it's well drained, but the mechanical things are still not going to work very good here, and this is why I'm doing all of this by hand. I actually like doing it by hand too. It's not too bad, it doesn't take too long, but for this size of garden, 50-foot rows, it will be much easier and quicker to do it with a cedar. But you can see I just keep on breaking clumps and putting rocks aside, and if I would have tried to do it with a cedar, it just would not work very well. So I just broadcast the seeds by hand, and then when they all germinate and grow maybe 3 to 4 inches, I will go back and thin them. For daikon radish, I can't remember by heart, but I think it's like about 4 or 5 inches spacing between the plants. So then the last step is to rake the soil back on, and on those furrows that I made to put the seeds in, and then I will take the hoe and kind of pack the soil down so we have good seed to soil contact. And that's it. Let's hope that I don't know, does deer like radishes? Groundhog, I hope he won't be there by then, because I assume he probably would love the radishes. So we'll try to get rid of that guy, and an electric fence is going on those T-posts for the deer to stay out. The last 2 beds in this garden are going to be celery, so we definitely have to protect this place a little better. And hopefully I'll be able through the winter to build a more suitable fence for this area. So that's it, a little bit of an update on what's going on at the farm, and I will see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching.